What's happening, ladies and germs? The PackerMan. This is kind of an update video. This doesn't pertain to any of. I mean, it's not going to be like in. It's basically a random ass video, basically talking about some things that have gone on over the past week. Um, in particular, when it pertains to the fuel, because on the fuel, as you know, I review NASCAR Cup Series races. Well, for the time being, the Cup Series has basically suspended operations. They've postponed the Atlanta and Homestead races. So there's going to be no reviews this week. And IndyCar has canceled the first 4 races of their season, which I would have made the executive decision to just mention them in passing in the news of the week, since I'm not going to do any full-fledged reviews with them other than 2 races for the IndyCar Series, the Indianapolis 500 and the season finale. Those will be the only races that I'm going to be reviewing for the IndyCar Series, since I kind of want to keep things as simple as possible as far as the reviews are concerned. But yeah, NASCAR has postponed the Atlanta and Homestead races due to the coronavirus outbreak. And yesterday, Fort Worth's mayor issued a state of emergency. So that puts the Texas race in danger of being postponed as well. And this could extend to as far as Bristol as well. So it looks like for the time being, the fuel is going on hiatus. There won't be any reviews of the fuel anytime soon, which kind of sucks because we were just getting into this season. I mean, maybe it was for the best anyway, because some of the shit that we've seen this season, from the media and the fan base, it's just been an embarrassment. So maybe this break was what we needed, because this season has not started well at all in terms of the PR for NASCAR. And then this shit happens. So maybe this was for the best. I don't know. But there won't be any fuel episodes for the time being. Wrestling has also been affected. I also do All Elite Review, which I didn't do an episode yesterday because I'm going to move it to Monday for this week to kind of, fill the gap that the fuel was left behind and will leave behind for the next couple weeks. So there's that. They're gonna still do their shows, but it's gonna be basically behind closed doors with no fans. Which WWE did that with SmackDown on Friday night, and that I saw highlights of that, and I was like, man, that is weird as shit, man. It is creepily weird, eerily weird. So I don't know what Dynamite's gonna look like this Wednesday, but they basically had to relocate some shows and postpone dates that they had with venues to a later date. I know the next 2 Dynamites, the 2 cities that were supposed to host them, they will host a Dynamite at a later date, but they're moving them to July, and then the next 2 after that, they're also moving those, and those shows in Milwaukee and St. Louis will be moved to October. They're still going to do Wednesday Night Dynamite, but it's going to be like in a different location. I'm guessing probably for the next month or so they might keep it in Jacksonville, which kind of sucks. And with that in mind, Blood and Guts was 2 weeks away, so I don't know if they're going to postpone that until the lockdown is lifted, because I mean, you don't really want to put on a match like that in an empty arena. That's just too big of a deal, because it's a War Games match basically. And that's just something that you don't really want to put on in an empty arena. You want to have the crowd, a crowd involved for that one. So I have a feeling they might put that off until they're able to have an audience, because a lot of cities right now are placing bans on public gatherings of like over a certain amount of people. So That's basically kind of forced both WWE and AEW to kind of continue to do their shows, but behind closed doors, which is going to look really weird. But yeah, the next couple of weeks, I mean, as far as Green Gold Games is concerned, it will continue on as normal. Um, and Flea Market Hunter is going to be starting up in a couple weeks in April. I've already got footage for 3 episodes so far. Even yeah, the flea markets are still going on despite the coronavirus outbreak because technically it's not a public gathering, so to speak. It's an open air market, so that's why that they're able to continue on. And even though there hasn't been that much stuff, that many people are selling stuff. I mean, I have found some things here and there, so um, and some interesting things as well. And um, spoiler alert, in the third episode of this year, Rich makes his return. So it was good to see him after a couple months. But also, I'm gonna have another special video, kind of like this one, where it's just like a random ass video, um, not really attached to any of my series, where it's basically just me and my mother taking a trip to the grocery store, and we saw an example of what panic buying was like. So I basically shot some footage of that, and even thinking back to it, it's just absolutely insane what this whole thing has done. And I don't know why people are panic buying food and toilet paper and all that shit. I mean, it's just, I mean, I can understand wanting to keep yourself safe, especially buying this hand sanitizer and shit. I can understand that. But the other shit, just thinking like it's gonna be the apocalypse or some shit, it's just ridiculous. It's absolutely ridiculous, and it's just they're just taking it way over the cliff. So yeah, it is what it is. Eventually this will pass over, and hopefully we can get back to some sense of normalcy sooner rather than later. So that's basically it. Just a video. I just wanted to get on here and basically spew about some shit. What's going to be going on the channel next couple weeks. There's going to be no fuel for the next couple weeks. All Elite Wrestling for the next couple weeks is probably going to be really weird to review because of the no crowds shit. Green and Gold Games is basically continuing like normal, and Flea Market Hunter is going to be starting up in a couple weeks. So there you go. Those are my 4 big shows that I do here on my channel. So that's basically what's coming up. So thank you very much for watching, whoever does watch this, and I'll see you in the future for more great content. Till then, take it easy.